We believe that for every disabled member that comes into the association, there should be one helper to work and focus with that individual. It's really and truly about looking beyond the disability of the person and engaging the individual first and foremost as a human being, as a person. Casa was founded back in 1981. It developed out of another organisation that was involved in running pilgrimages to Lourdes, and a large number of us here in the Dublin area felt that there was a bigger need that was there. We would come back to the airport and say goodbye to our disabled members, and we wouldn't see them for another year.
A couple of people on that pilgrimage decided, why should this only be once a year, or why can't, we get disabled people out more regularly and just do social things and whatever.
And so what we did initially was we set up two groups in the city here. One was based on the north side of the city and one on the south. And by word of mouth, it very quickly grew to capacity, and two groups very quickly became four. And it followed from that then that four became eight.
You get groups of disabled people together, maybe once a month, and we meet out in Clontarf most of the time, Clontarf Castle most of the time, and you'd have mass and you'd have something to eat, and then there'd be a band or something like that. It's just basically around social activity.
We very quickly realised that we needed to take a little step further, and so we started to look at the idea of developing what we called a break house. So we decided to run a pilot scheme on that first initially, and what we would do there is simply each group would bring a number of us disabled people and volunteers together in what we would class as a break house. It was a simple family home that we would rent and use over a weekend. To support that then, we developed a network of people that would work in and around the house, prepare meals, prepare the house, do the cleaning and the cooking for those that would be in the house over the weekend. And we ran that for probably about 12 months, and we really came to a crossroads there. And we had to, as a voluntary body, and bearing in mind that we were all volunteers, we had to make a decision as to what we would do. And it was an easy decision to make. The decision was to fundraise and buy our own house. So by early 89, we ran our first weekend in the house. And again, very, very quickly, that evolved. The demand simply outstripped the supply. And so we opened a second house.
I'd have two houses, one here in Malahide and one in Swords, where I'd bring in people for, well, maybe 3 nights. But here on holidays, it brings me in for 5 days and 5 nights. And to work on a one-to-one all the time. So we're just going to start with welcoming everyone. So Larry and Eric, you're very, very welcome to the house for these few days. I'm here from the beginning of this house, and that was in 1979. But I would have developed multiple sclerosis some years before that. It has developed. When I came here first, I was walking. So the MS has developed, and at this stage I can do nothing. But I am here in the house and I love being here because I feel I'm still a part of everything. I'm with the people who come in.
I started when I was 12 years old, and I've gotten used to my disability now, but back then it was a lot bigger of an obstacle than it is now. And so, it always had to be taken into account that I was disabled, Whereas when I joined Casa, they knew what they were doing. So it was for me basically.
Well, it means an awful lot to disabled people because they love to come here. So the outing they have, that fact that it's their holiday, they love to come because they're brought everywhere. They go bowling and go out shopping and go out for a meal and go swimming. They love all that.
The group as a whole gets to decide what they're going to do for the couple of days, whether they're going shopping or. And I mean, I think this is a very important aspect of it because, as I said, a lot of them don't have that sort of independence. Everything's kind of decided for them. So, to be able to make those sort of decisions for yourself, even if it's only for a couple of days, is a huge thing to somebody who has the same routine day in, day out. The biggest thing about Casa for me was they were the first set of friends I had for myself. In terms of when I joined Casa, everybody knew who I knew, because it was either family or school. So my family knew everybody I knew in school. And when you're disabled, having friends that just see you as you is amazing because you're so used to people just seeing the disability. That if you've got a group of friends that treat you for you when you've had everybody else just treating the disability, then you're going to develop